The High Priestess Tarot Card Meanings. You've most likely encountered the High Priestess before, but in other forms. She can be seen in the archetypes of Persephone, Artemis, Isis, and many more. When you encounter her, you will see her sitting on a cubic stone between the two pillars at Solomon's temple, Jachin and Boaz. Jachin, right, is generally referred to as the pillar of establishment, and Boaz, left, is the pillar of strength. The pillars also depict the duality of nature, masculine and feminine, good and evil, negative and positive. The High Priestess's location between the two suggests that it is her responsibility to serve as a mediator between the depths of the reality. She is the third pillar, the path between. She believes that both pillars are equal and there is knowledge to be learned in both worlds. You will also notice that she wears the crown of Isis, which can mean that she is a believer of magic. The High Priestess wearing of the solar cross denotes that she is connected to the season of the earth and the earth itself. The crescent moon at her feet is seen also in many depictions of the Virgin Mary, and means that she has a complete grasp over her emotion, and the pomegranates refer to the ambition of the priestess. Past. You have been in need of new experiences and may wander somewhere outside of your comfort zone. If you are lacking support in important areas of your life, you should consider the idea of investing your time in new people and new ideas. You are entering a time of renewal, but you may need the help of another. Present. The undiscovered or repressed creative abilities you have are demanding to be expressed. Finding a spiritual guide will help you realize the full potential of your psychic or artistic abilities. In order to get what you desire, you will need to overcome your fear of commitment. Future. You are on course to receive real rewards, but only if you continue your discipline and motivation. If you reject the attempts to dissuade you, your future is bright. Follow your intuition and you are headed towards the lasting contentment of success. No key dates, ruled by Moon. This is a time to rely on your intuition and your inner knowledge, rather than your conscious mind or intellect. It is also important that you pay attention to your dreams right now. Keeping a dream diary or journal would be a good idea. Synchronicities are likely to surface in your life at this time when the High Priestess appears in a man's reading. She also often represents a woman that he will want badly, but whom he may not be able to get. Work. It's possible that a pleasant surprise will be coming your way soon in regard to work. Although this could be a pay rise, it is much more likely to take a different form. It could simply be something that makes your life easier. You may come up with some new systems or processes that make your work life simpler and less stressful. If you are in the process of, or even just thinking about, changing jobs, then this is an auspicious time to keep your eyes and ears open for something new. If neither of those scenarios seem to fit, then it is possible that there is a lot of workplace gossip going on. Ignore it and certainly don't get involved in it. Not always easy to do, of course, as it is human nature to gossip, but stay away if you can. Love. This can be a magical, mystical time for love for anyone interested in love. If you are a woman, you may well find people literally throwing themselves at you. The problem is that you will attract both the good and the bad, and it's not always easy to tell which is which. You have the power of femininity at your disposal at this moment in time, and at first glance that may seem great, but there is a caveat. Don't abuse that power or it may backfire on you. Use it wisely, it's potent. If you date women, you could well be interested in a woman who is distant and unapproachable, and it may be that that is the way she will stay. Trust your instincts to let you know when you are chasing the unattainable. Finances. The appearance of the High Priestess in financial readings is not such a good card to get. It's not that the card itself is bad, but it does carry a warning that all may not be what it seems. Someone may not be being completely honest with you in regard to money. You may not have all the information that you need to act wisely. It always pays to do your homework with any financial situation, but often you will get away with it even if you don't. This is a time you won't, so don't be afraid to dig deep, and to do your own investigating. Be sure, when it comes to financial transactions, that you give out only the information that is needed and no more. There are far too many people out there who would be only too happy to part you from your money. Health. There may be information about your health that has not yet come to light. If you feel that something is amiss with your body, believe in your concerns and advocate for yourself. Don't be fobbed off by the medical system, and if your doctor isn't helpful, then you may need to see a different healthcare practitioner. Trust yourself. If a procedure or test that is suggested to you doesn't feel right, then discuss it with your doctor. Don't feel that you have to go through with it just because it's suggested. As the television commercials are so fond of saying, ask your doctor if ABC is tight for you. Be sure that you are supporting yourself as best you can with diet, exercise, and vitamins/minerals. Spirituality. Messages can come to you from all sorts of places. Make a point to look at spirituality in ways that you have not done before. That doesn't mean that you need to attend different religious services, or if you don't currently attend any, that you need to start. So many people confuse being religious with being spiritual. They are often completely different things. Although they can be one and the same, do not assume that they are. Talk to people whose experiences and beliefs are different than your own. Make the effort to move out of your comfort zone. You'll be all the richer for it. Tarot card history. According to tarot historian Tom Tadford, traditional playing cards were first seen in Europe in 1375. Having been brought over from the Islamic societies where they had been used for centuries before that. These cards were not, however, tarot cards. At this point, he says, there is no evidence to show that tarot cards had yet been created, which goes against many claims that ordinary playing cards evolved from the original tarot deck. It wasn't until 1440 that the cards that were most likely the origin of tarot cards were first mentioned. In a letter from the Duke of Milan, there was a request for several decks of triumph cards to be used at a special event. The letter differentiated triumph cards from regular playing cards. It does appear, however, that the first tarot decks were created as a game. There were 4 suits with cards numbered 1 through 10, and also court cards that included a queen, king, knight, and page. The deck also included 22 symbolic picture cards that did not belong to any suit. The decks were used to play a game called Triumph that was similar to bridge. In Triumph, 21 of the 22 special picture cards were permanent trump cards. The game spread quickly to all parts of Europe. People began referring to as tarocchi, which is an Italian version of the French word tarot, around 1530. In 1781, in France and England, followers of the occult discovered tarot cards. They saw the symbolic pictures of the cards as having more meaning than the simple trump cards they were used for at the time. They used the cards as a divination tool, and occult writers wrote about the tarot. After this, the tarot became a part of occult philosophy. There are also those who believe that tarot cards originated in Egypt. In some circles, they are thought to be the sole surviving book from the Great Fire that burned the libraries of ancient Egypt. In this theory, the cards are considered to be the hieroglyphical keys to life.